Mr. Mink came back last night. Usually comes early in the morning at daybreak. He woke me up in the middle of the night, trotting along here and up onto the, he was right outside the door, which kind of spooked me because I was asleep, and then I woke up and I was like, what the heck? And I could see him. So I grabbed my flashlight and my headlamp and ran out here in my underwear, and he'd jumped down over there and gone up this tree. He was growling at me and making little noises and stuff. So I took a shot at him with my 22. Couldn't see anything though. It was mainly just to scare him off. He went off running into the bush over there. Hopefully that'll keep him away, so he doesn't keep waking me up all night. But there's tracks just all through the snow around here. It's pretty cool getting to see all the animals that come through here in the snow. But yeah, I thought, it's not a bad view. It's like, meh. Give that, what, like a 6 out of 10 maybe? Could have used a few more inches of fresh snow. Maybe a rainbow. That cloud there is a little gray. Lighten that cloud up a little bit. Why are people hating on my tree? The tree's beautiful. It's like a bonsai. It's like a big bonsai tree. These guys over here, they're a little scraggly, but don't be hating on little Dougie. That's his name, okay? Little Dougie. He's been through a lot. Forest fires and stuff. You don't just cut him down because he's blocking the view. The view's right there anyways. He's framing the view. He's not blocking it. Why are people hating on my trees? So the deadbolt finally came. That's going to sit about 5.5 inches center to center. Have some security. Finally. That goes on the outside, and it's got like a little swing door. I like the M-Tech stuff. It's got that high-class look, but it's not crazy expensive. All right, let's get this lock in. All right. So despite my wood stove being pretty small, I chew through the wood pretty quick. That's obviously relative because the wood is 6 inches long. But I'm finding that I'm going through a couple arm loads every night with the little stove, and I just need to cut a ton. I've just kind of been cutting it as I need it, and it's kind of getting old. So I'm gonna take down the standing dead maple. There's a couple of standing dead maples there because they're supposed to use hardwood with this little wood stove. I've been using fir, which is not technically hardwood, but it's dry, so it's working all right. But they say for ideal performance, you want to use hardwood. So I'm going to try and go through the forest here, see if I can find some standing dead deciduous trees, and then they're all smaller too, so they'll be real easy to buck up. That's why I'm just using the little 170 here. And then yeah, I can get a whole bunch of firewood cut today, because when you're out in this kind of cold, you want to be moving and doing something energetic to stay warm. So splitting firewood and hauling logs out of the woods sounds like a good way to do that. Some tracks here. I think my little buddy the mink has been out and about. Yeah, not a raccoon. They got smaller paws than that. Oh, he's enjoying my trail that I cut in here. Here. There's a deer. So we already got this one maple down here. You can see that the other two legs are totally dead. Obviously the leaves fall off in the winter time, but there weren't any leaves on it all summer, so it's dead. You know, it's funny online, you hear people talk about the simple life, you know, as if there's anything about off-grid living or rural living that's simple. It's really, that's just such a misconception for you guys that are fantasizing about living the simple life. I think the term should be the peaceful life. You know, it's a lot of hard work, but it's not complicated in the sense of you don't have to overthink it. You know, you're splitting firewood. You're getting a heat source so that you can stay warm. You're doing what you need to survive, right? So you have to plan out your days and make sure you do the work, or else you got no backup. But once the work is done, you do have time to think, to contemplate and meditate and go deeper within yourself. And I feel like that's the one thing that being out in a rural off-grid setting does, is it allows you to know yourself, because there's way less distractions, more peace and quiet. But it definitely ain't simple. Well, we got the deadbolt on the door, so we got security. We got glass in the windows. We got a view. And we got ourselves a nice little fold-up table here. Voila. Solid. The loft is all full of junk, which is good because then it's not on the floor. It actually makes the space feel pretty spacious. So I've just got a little temporary cot in here for my sleeping arrangements. And the hammock there hangs from these little cords, which is great because it's like having a recliner without taking up any floor space. Then I got my little fold-up table, and then the next thing we're gonna build is a little storage bench chest slash kind of day bed that we can put a cushion on top and sit at the table, or just sit here and read a book. And these battery banks, the EcoFlow Delta Maxes, they'll go inside the chest. So that's what I'm gonna start building when I get home.